All right, you guys, we're back. We are talking about being touched by the divine, which I'm really excited to have this conversation today. And, there's been many, many times I've had incredible experiences of being touched by the divine. I'm sure you have probably had an experience of it as well. But I really want to define it for us so that we understand what's going on. I actually had a client call me, and I'll share more about this story and talk about hey, something that happened to him and, what was going on and, that type of thing. And it was a really beautiful moment of being touched by the divine. So get out your journals. We're going to dive into this and really look at how powerful it is to be connected and in alignment with the divine. This is Shauna Lee, and welcome to this week's The Soul Frequency Sessions. Real talk about real life and how to raise your energy frequency. All right, you guys, I just got done talking to our YouTube friends. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, go over there, look for The Soul Frequency, Shauna Lee, and subscribe. We do these on video, which is really fun, and I do some extra content on YouTube as well. So we're talking about being touched by the divine, and I got a call from a client of mine, and he was having just a really awesome day and this incredible opportunity had come across his plate. And he said, when I dropped this thing off at this hotel, I could feel chills all over my body. And he's like, I don't know if I'm being like weird or what the deal is with this. And so he left me this voicemail, and I was like, no, this is when these moments when you're in full alignment, right? Touched by the divine. It's like when we are in full alignment with who we are meant to be in this world, and we're walking that path, and we are in the highest good, right, of all parties involved. There is a energetic alignment that happens that is like a direct portal to more divine energy flowing through your physical body. And so what's interesting is he was saying that, when his mother passed away and he was in the room with her, that he felt this same type of energy. And so he was relating it like, this is like the next time I've ever felt this. And that was years ago when that happened. And I said, yes, exactly. Because at the point of birth and at the point of death, there is so much divine energy. It's like the veil is so thin, right? And there's angels coming to take this person, to the other side. And it's not atypical to feel that. I was lucky enough to be in the presence of my grandmother passing away and watch her take her last breath. And I was sobbing in that moment, uncontrollably sobbing. And it felt like the emotion came from another place. Like it wasn't even, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. And now I start crying. It overtook me. And I wasn't sobbing that she was passing away, because she had a very long life and she really felt like she was done. And we had spent so much time together. I had asked her all the questions. It didn't feel like particularly sad to me that she was passing on, although I was going to miss her. I was so happy for her to complete that lifetime because she was so ready. And I was crying because I was so moved by the energy in the room, right? By the love and the feeling of, just extraordinarily like connected feeling that was going on in the room as she was passing on. And she, took a last breath, and her body rose off the bed. Her eyes flew wide open, and she looked at the sky or the ceiling as if, I can't even explain the look on her face. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before, just an absolute pleasure and joy and happiness like that came over her face. And then she lowered herself back down and closed her eyes and took one more short breath and passed. And I will never forget that moment. I have cheek goosebumps while I'm here talking about it right now, which is my physical reaction to the divine. When I have cheek goosebumps, I know that I'm in full alignment with the divine. Sometimes it happens when I'm talking to clients. Sometimes it just happens in my own life, but it just is my physical symbol of total alignment. And so it was so beautiful when my client was talking about this, because it's so powerful. And I think sometimes we forget that that is our true essence, is to be that connected to the divine. We have these experiences maybe from time to time where it happens, and we forget, like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, that we can live in that type of bliss and connection more and more, even within our human vehicle. And I really feel like that is the highest purpose and good of the work that I do on the planet, is how do we move through the anatomy of transformation and the 4 steps of energetic alignment, and really get our life into a place of alignment where we can experience that heightened sense of bliss and joy and happiness and connection and support, right, from above, that really moves us into incredible life experiences that get to be our memories to take forward with us. And so that is a byproduct of the work that we do on ourselves, of showing up to it and really thinking about the times in your life, and maybe writing down in your journal, like, when have you felt the divine like that? Like, what is your life experience where you felt the divine just move through your body in a way that, is almost undescribable? Like, when people talk to me about it, like clients, or when I've experienced it, like, words don't do it justice. It's just extraordinary. And when we are in that full purpose line and we're expanding ourselves all the time, there is an easier access point, right, for the divine to come through you, to come through your human vehicle and through your consciousness and your life experience. Like, we are divine. And it's only because we need to move through some of the lower frequency stuff that has gone on in our life, or that we've experienced, or that we've connected to, so that we can feel the truth of who we are and experience it and bring it forward in the world, right? Bring it forward in a way that's meaningful to ourselves and meaningful to other people. So take a moment to think about the times where you have felt the divine come through you, and write down what that was for you, and what was the physical sensation in your body. It's different for everybody. There is usually a physical sensation to it. And get to know that and connect with the energy of those moments, so you can bring more of that into your life. Have an amazing week ahead. I hope the divine touches you so often now that we've been talking about it, and I'll see you back here for the next sessions. All right, that was our Touched by the Divine episode. If you have been touched by the divine, or you've experienced incredible things, please put it in the comments below, or share with me by writing a review in iTunes of the Soul Frequency Show. I would love to hear your story. It always moves me to my core when people share stories of moments that they were touched by the divine. It literally, like, brings tears to my eyes and almost makes me cry. So thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys next week for sessions.